Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
Lexi, tell us something interesting.
Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it. Holy sh**.
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop? What do you
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
Und jetzt der Verkehr. Vorsicht, liebe Autofahrer, auf der A3 Oberhausen Richtung Arnheim ist die linke Spur aufgrund eines UFO-Absturzes gesperrt.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship, currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is worried about the illegal smuggling from Mexico. No, not drugs, human trafficking, or hotel maids. Really? Hotel maids? Something much more concerning. Stay tuned to the Clown World section of the news to find out. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Clues or Flat Earth Mark. If you can't find it, well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, this show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, and yes, Caroline, if it is not, look at date with the actual year, because last time I screwed it up. January 24th, 2023, not 2022. Then you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day goes exactly like this news clip taken out of context. Imagine being charged with all these things for doing what your heart says, the right thing. Conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to convert, sell, convey, and dispose of government property, conversion, sale, conveyance, and disposal of government property, and aiding and abetting. You'll figure that one out soon enough. My co-host, she's lovely, she's sassy, and one of the biggest flat earth rock stars ever. It's Karen B. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Mark. What's up?
I see you're sporting, and we'll get to that in a little bit. You're sporting your Karen B hat, but you're also sporting your Space Sucks t-shirt.
Why, yes, I am.
Very nice. Black with white lettering. I have a Space Sucks hat, white with black lettering. So we are the polar opposites there. Mine's really super fly when I'm down in the hood, you know, chilling, representing. Word. Yep. No, if I went down to the hood, I would be killed immediately. I would be traded for packs of cigarettes.
You might get trafficked.
Yes.
You might get human trafficked.
I might get curbed.
They'd be like, this is a perfectly good white boy. We could sell him.
Oh, yeah. Prison for me would not be even remotely fun. I don't think. I am way too white. Hey, Karen. Being the current queen of flat earth, it must be hard to find flat earth friends. Do you know an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary, horizontal, level plane?
Why, yes, that would be the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
Yeah, it's the perfect gift for friends, family, and complete strangers. Watch the featured video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 American you've ever spent.
That's right.
The snap was a little late, but
referral code Karen B.
What?
I said referral code Karen B.
You have a referral code?
Yeah, man.
Do I have a referral code?
Yeah, you can make one. If you have the app on your phone, you can make yourself a referral code.
Oh, it's something you can make. Oh, okay. So referral code. No, I'll give it to you. Referral code Karen B. Sure.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Mark.
See, otherwise I'll be when his app, finally steals everybody's everything. I'd be an accessory after the fact if I actually had a code tied in. So you can take that hit for me. We'll throw you under the bus. It was all Karen's idea. Hey, don't forget you can find this program on BitChute and Brighteon, Rockfin and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is just the beginning. Shout outs, obviously, to Flat Earther Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever. Go to the strong.family. Pick up some cool stuff. Haven't been out there. Is there even more cool stuff out there now?
Oh, he's got tons of cool stuff. If you go to the strong.family, you can see all kinds of good stuff. He's got like phone cases and fanny packs and t-shirts, and it's cool.
Right.
Go check it out.
Very, very cool. Meetups, there are a couple. There's one going to be in England, January 31st. If you're over in Swanage in the UK. Check that out. The promo for it's on my channel. I don't think I have any others on my channel directly. However, I do have one. This is going to be okay. Let me see here. Next meetup will be Saturday, February 11th at 6 p.m. McNelly's South City, and that's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 731 South Zurich Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma. RSVP by calling Jesse at 857-344-6209 or email him at 300kmileprius@gmail.com. That's 300kmileprius@gmail.com. He may have the record already for the most meetups done by a single person. If I'm not mistaken. He does a lot of them. So cool. Good for you, Jesse. Let's see. Was that all the meetups we had? And before we bring on, we have a guest who's going to promote his product line for a little bit before we do headlines. But before that, I want to do a quick thank you to YouTube for a medical misinformation strike I got today about lunchtime. Yeah, really, really great.
Or what? Was it one of the Strange Worlds?
No, it wasn't. That's the weird part, Karen. In fact, let me read this real fast because it's different now. They're not these strikes don't affect your channel anymore. They've reclassified them because they're doing them so much. They're just taking down videos. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, they were doing that all through COVID. They would just take them down.
Yeah. So, hi, Mark Sargent. Just wanted to let you know our team reviewed your content and we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. We know you may have not realized this was a violation of our policies. Not true. So, we're not applying a strike to your channel. However, we have removed the following content. And it is, ready? A dystopian discussion with Jason Lindgren, Wayne McRoy, and the Great Baldini. And you're thinking, wow, I don't remember that. It's like, yeah, because it was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, geez.
What the hell? I had to look this one up on my channel. It's like, when was this? I do not remember, 2.5 years ago. And I vaguely remember the discussion, but it's like, what took you so long? And was it a tip dropped by a troll? Don't know. But it's like, all right, fine. I mean, I don't know what was the point. I mean, after 2.5 years, anyone that was going to hear it probably did hear it. So pulling it now doesn't do anything. But it's, in all fairness, it's not the oldest one I've ever gotten hit. I've gotten hit for ones that were 4.5 years old. So, prior to this whole thing. But yeah, nice going, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. That being said, we are going to bring on, I've got the phone lines open, but we're only picking up this guy first. Then we're going to do headlines. Then we'll pick up phone calls later. We're going to pick up Nick Terziski. And he is the creator of what Karen and I are wearing right now. The Space Sucks cool hat from the hood, which I don't go to because, again, I only represent on a limited basis. And the Space Sucks shirt that Karen is wearing. So lots, it's like SpaceX. If you're wondering, it's like, you're just talking about SpaceX? No, it's like SpaceX, but with more sucks. All right.
It's like...
Anyway, let's where'd he go? Is he there? Yeah, I think he's there. Okay, let's bring him on. And Nick, are you there? Can you hear me?
Line unmuted. I am here, Mark. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
So, Nick, thank you.
Oh, guys.
Very, very much for the swag. It's very, very cool. Tell
You're
us.
welcome. Yeah, you're very welcome.
Before we get into this, tell us your journey. How'd you get into Flat Earth?
Yeah, well, I think it was back in 2016, 2017. I've heard some interviews and, just kind of looking at it, everything on YouTube with, I think John B. Wells had a guest on. The guy just completely blew him out of the water, and he was just too arrogant. And then ever since then, I don't think he's ever entertained the thought. So, but then I came across your Flat Earth Clues, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. So the long distance photography is what got me. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not what I thought it was. So, but you know what? When I found out about it, I turned pretty quickly. I was like, this makes sense. And I'm just, going to keep on looking at more stuff. And then the more you look at it, the more it makes sense, So.
Nice. Well, good for you. I'm glad you're with us. And what made you think, what inspired you to possibly get into, I don't think it'll ever happen, get into some sort of copyright issue with the space company SpaceX? What inspired that?
Oh, well, it's funny you asked that question because I forget the guy's name, but he always calls in from New York. He's like, hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, Alex.
What's his name?
Alex.
He called in about a month ago and he said space sucks. I'm like, space sucks, that's it.
Okay, you got to be super careful because
I'm like, wait, it's like SpaceX, but
in admitting that, Alex could actually go after you for this. So if you actually turn this into something and really make money, you might be getting.
I was going to offer him 5% in the company. I was going to offer him a stake in the company. So yeah.
Well, anyway, just be careful. Alex is a crafty.
Anyway.
I can see him calling you later and be like, so man.
Hey, that's fine. That's cool. So
no, that's cool. No, I mean, no.
Because,
if he was smart,
I love his stuff and he sells swag. I'm like, hey, everyone's doing this. I gotta be creative and make money. Since I've been out of work for a long time. Last year was really horrible. I got let go from my corporate job and was out for 7 months. help family move across state lines. And yeah, so it's just, last year has been a rough year for me. So this is just something I'm just trying to do on the side to get stuff going. And then I eventually want to do meetups with this brand, and then do a rocket launch with SpaceX. And then I want to, I got so many ideas.
Cool. What, if you don't mind me asking, and if it's too personal, let me know. The company you were let go from, was that because you weren't willing to take the medical procedure?
You got it. They denied my religious exemption, and so they denied it, and they terminated me. And I was just like, okay. After 18 years with that company, I was like, wow. So
that's
interesting.
But they've never wait a minute. Why didn't they backpedal? Is it this company have something to do with the medical facility? Because
no. Mm-mm.
That is so weird.
No,
that I've heard of, because they wanted to retain workers, they backed off as soon as the government backed off.
Yeah, well, the city of Chicago was just different. There was this completely. I left in 2020 when I seen everything happen in March of when Warp Speed launched. I'm like, this is it. This is going down. So I moved out of the city in 2020. Wanted to be closer to family. And then they rehired me to work from home for a year. And then they just kept on badgering me, saying I'm not being compliant, even though I was working from home. So like, yeah, you got to go according to our policy. I'm like, well, I don't know. It was strange. I felt really pressured into it.
No, I hear you.
So,
I understand. No, good. Again, the headlines that we're doing tonight and last week and other weeks before that should reinforce your decision, along with other people that are listening. That it's like, look, better that you. I mean, which would you rather have, your health and having options to do things, or no options because you're either bedridden or worse? So, exactly.
So
I think you made the right choice, and I hope you feel somewhat vindicated every little more every week, even though it's still not great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% happy that I made the decision, even though my circumstances are not so great. Yeah. But I definitely have more, I'm more confident in my decision.
Gotcha.
It solidifies, like you said, everything that's been going on. So,
well, with that in mind, how can people track this brand down if they want to support what you're doing and pick up a Space Sucks, whatever you're selling, t-shirts, hats, mugs, I don't know, whatever you got?
Yeah.
How can they get a hold of you?
All kind of stuff, If they just go to spacesucks.co.co, they could look at, the different, apparel or, mugs. Or the thing is that this is like, I started a TikTok, and then I'm like promoting the David Weiss Flat Earth app. So
yeah, I've heard of it.
Good icebreaker for people. Like, if like someone's playing basketball with a tank top and it says SpaceX, and the guy's like, "What's SpaceX?" and the guy's like, "Hey, let me show you the app." So it's more it's meant for an icebreaker to get the conversation going. So that's why I'm like thinking about creative ways to get people asking questions about, what is this? What do you mean SpaceX?
So you're saying that one day this might become a wholly owned subsidiary of David Weiss Inc. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, the guy in New York, David Weiss.
All right. I see what's happening.
Bandwagon.
David and his tentacles touch everything. All right. No, that's cool. That's really, really cool. So spacesucks.co.
Yeah.
That's where they can find you.
Yeah, .co.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anything else? Any shout outs? Anything else you want to throw at us?
Yeah, just shout out to Alex Michael for inspiring me to, get this going. And also shout out to David Weiss. He's awesome. I really, I tell everyone about him. I got a little TikTok channel, so I'm making videos with AI. So they're promoting David Weiss as well. Shout out to Zulu. Zulu's awesome. Jan from Texas. I love her voice. and those Bulgarian girls. I'm Bulgarian, so I miss those Bulgarian girls at the last Oktoberfest, I think, from a couple of years ago. So,
oh right.
Yeah, even though I haven't met you guys, I feel like we're friends. So it's awesome.
Right. Yeah. Very, very cool. All right, man. Well, thank you. And good luck with Space Sucks, and we'll track your progress. Okay.
Thanks, man. Thanks so much, Mike. See you, Karen.
All right, take care.
Have a good one.
Thanks. You too. Bye. Bye.
And then he heard line muted.
All righty.
All right, Karen, let's get into it, shall we? We've got the time. Let's get into a few of the headlines. The first one, and I'm going to be keeping tabs on this one for a while because this kind of just showed up on my radar yesterday, and I wasn't really going to talk about it much, but I've got to because I like stories like this because it's inevitable. It's got to resolve one way or another. This is from Fox News. Bills' Damar Hamlin responds to clone rumors after playoff appearance. Hamlin suffered an on-field collapse earlier this month. And you remember, this is the guy from the Bills, the linebacker, who went down and died on the field. And after they did CPR on him for pushing 10 minutes, they took him to the hospital, and he supposedly was released sometime after that. And then during the Bills' playoff game just recently, something strange happened. He showed up at the game. However, all the footage of him showing up at the game was really odd. He was bundled basically from head to toe. You couldn't, unless they told you who it was, it could have been anyone, literally anyone. He was brought in with huge amounts of security. He wasn't allowed to talk to anybody. The media couldn't get to him. The locker room people couldn't get to him. His own family showed up separately from him. He goes directly to a skybox, escorted the entire way. No camera teams, from what I can tell, were in the skybox with him because they weren't allowed to talk to him. And then when they shot him through the snow from the other side of the field through the glass. And I'm looking at a silhouette of a guy in a hoodie, a big puffy jacket. That's all it was. But supposedly it was him. And it got the truther community kind of riled up. It's like, okay, what are we looking at here? And by the way, I predicted, I think last week, it's like first thing you'd want to do. I don't know if I did it on air or not. The first thing you'd want to do now is knock the Bills out of the playoffs, which they did, because you don't want them in the playoffs anymore. You want that whole name, that franchise gone from the rest of this season. You want to go to the Super Bowl and then go to the offseason. But if you scroll down, Karen, if I'm not mistaken, this was his response, not an audio thing, not a video thing, not anything showing his face or his arms or his legs. Remember, he is tatted both arms completely, right? It's just guy in a puffy jacket and a hood standing in front of a brick wall with an artist thing of him. That's it. That was the reply. Not helping the case at all, guys. You will not shut up the truther community in the slightest by doing this. The only thing that's going to help is him doing even 5 seconds of freaking video. 5 seconds. That's it. Just showing your face, or even an audio thing. We haven't seen either since this thing happened at the beginning of January. So you're wondering why the conspiracy crowd is starting to lose it? That's why. So yeah, and what I'm saying is this thing's got to be resolved one way or the other. Is that either he either he shows up in person on video somewhere, or something happens to him? Because the speculation right now is that he's actually not alive, and the guy that's walking around is just a stunt double. Why even bother? Why even bring him to the game if they were going to have him lose? What, some inspirational thing in the end? Well, at least Damar was there at the game. I know we lost, but well, anyway. So you know where I'm going with this one. So I will be keeping track of it. Next one down, we are doing Unlucky, which is this is a California detective in Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. Suffers heart attack while driving home from work. He was Asian. Stephen Lim worked for the Sheriff's Department for 26 years. Looks pretty good. Looks young for a guy that's been with the department for 26 years. I mean, does he look 50 to you? Not really, but anyway. So had a heart attack. Next one down. How many can we punch through? We can punch through a few of these. Was the one? Yeah, this is one of the headlines that was changed. You notice in the link, Karen, it says nothing about boating accident. Charlotte's soccer player Anton Walks dies at age 25 following boating accident. Now, when I first clipped this in there, boating accident wasn't mentioned at all. Thought this would have come up probably right away in the initial thing. Why didn't you mention it? No, that's because now, was he in a boat and did he die? Sure. But yeah, I'm sorry. Received CPR after being transported to shore by Miami Fire Rescue. Not suspicious at all. You're probably saying, Mark, why are you so suspicious? This is my default state now, which is if whoever dies, unless it is from a long-term illness or extreme old age, that's what I'm going to think. So that was one of the headlines that's changed. We have 3 of the headlines that we've changed. Next one down. This is, this is Second City, the comedy team from, I think, Chicago. That's what Second City is. The Chicago group, kind of like Saturday Night Live, only Chicago. Alum Michael Lehrer, dead at 44. That headline changed because initially it did not say following a long battle with ALS. If you don't know what ALS is, it's informally known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
It's a disease that Stephen Hawking lived with for like 50 years.
Right. Again, why wouldn't you have mentioned that right away? Why didn't you throw that there? Why'd the headline change is what I'm saying. Initially it was like, oh, dead at 44. No reason listed. Oh, now it's because he had Lou Gehrig's disease. Next one down is David Crosby. You know what? Probably perfectly legit. I'm just putting it in there because that's what it should. This is what it should sound like. It should sound natural. Like David Crosby, founding member of the Byrds and Crosby, Stills and Nash, died at the age of 81. Doesn't really say what he died of, but you know what? 81. Even if he had gotten the shot, I don't know. And now, could we find him as an advocate for the shot beforehand? Yeah, maybe. But because he was 81, he gets the benefit of the doubt. Sure, why not? So he'll be missed. Music legend. Next one down. This one is okay. This is the one of the guys, the side characters from Will and Grace. Leslie Jordan. Will and Grace star Leslie Jordan died of a sudden cardiac dysfunction and arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease, and he was 67, which is weird because he also died in a car crash. See what I mean? So the second line down said, he died in a car crash on October 24th, but they didn't list what it was. So they waited until now to say he died of a heart attack before the car crash. So
because there probably wasn't like where he was it was in a crash where him and another car, he probably just hit something or passed out or.
Right. Well, I mean, again, you know full well the last place you want to be, one of the last places you want to be when you're having a heart attack is in a car, anywhere. That's why that boating thing, you watch, you mark my words, Karen, that boating accident, that's going to come back later. Be like, oh yeah, by the way, you had a heart attack while it was in just before the boating accident where you probably hit a dock, whatever. So Leslie Jordan, I remember him. I was a big follower of the show for a number of years, not the reboot, but generally the follower of the show. Okay, let's do one more before the break. And this is from the Daily Mail over in the UK. Fox News senior VP who supervised network's political news coverage dies after suffering a heart attack at age 47. Alan Komisarov. Yep. Big producer. And just like, okay, died of a heart attack, age 47. Suddenly. Could have been a continuation from last week. There you go. All right. With that, we're going to go to our break. When we come back, we'll finish up. We only had one other unlucky, but we're going to go to break first, and then we'll talk about lucky people and weird stuff, and then finally clown worlds. So, Karen, hit that music, won't you?
All righty then.
Yeah, I'm on the next page. blue dot? Those questioning where we live are not just here. They are everywhere. Of course, this info is hidden from you, but the app shows you that no matter where you go, you aren't alone. We are everywhere, and we are growing. Find your tribe today.
Check your chat.
What?
Hard thing to do.
What?
What? What?
I got a bird.
Shout out to Karen B, Mark Sargent, David Weiss. I'll be checking out that video this weekend at the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app on YouTube. Or
Nice. Good push.
Join me, Karen B, every moon day.
Every moon day.
9:30 a.m. Eastern on Rockfin, Twitch, and Facebook for an early light chit chat. Open phones, open topics.
MySpace.
Always chill.
MySpace.
I hope to see you there.
Oh, no, is that still around?
I simulcast on CompuServe and Prodigy.
Hey, Yahoo is still around. I saw someone with AOL emails.
Dude, I would have still kept my AOL address if they wouldn't charge me. Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you, me, and Karen B. And you know what? That was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album.
Night and day.
Yep. Peanut also reminded me, it's like, hey, you haven't told us what the name of the show means. Well, it's called Heads in the Sand for a reason. Because it doesn't matter how many unlucky people that, and remember, all these unlucky people, they've got one thing in common. Yeah, they got the shot. And the remaining people, which still is quite a bit, their heads are absolutely in the sand. They are never going to admit at this point because one of two things. One, because they think that COVID's causing everything because the air is lava, as Karen so aptly put. And the other thing was that they don't believe, the denial. They don't think it's going to happen to them, but the more that it happens, the more they go to bed. It's like, oh, please, let's make it happen when I'm asleep. And so they're just this massive, they're never going to apologize, except for, Scott Adams. But most of the people, I please, if you guys run into anyone that calls in, if you run into a family member, it's like, I'm so sorry. I was so wrong. It's probably only because they lost, their husband or their wife or something like that. And, from something blood related. But when you come out and say one of the side effects, they've all but said that. They've done it in a roundabout way. When you've all come out and said, oh yeah, one of the side effects of COVID is blood clots. When you can get people to believe that, it's like, well, it's over. There's nothing you can do. Then it'd be like, oh, that's just the way it goes. All right, even though it's a side effect of something else. I mentioned that This Strange World will get canceled in 2026. Okay. The last unlucky was from sorry, I got to get back up to unlucky, which is the this one I mentioned because it wasn't a title change, but it's on gatewaypundit.com. And normally I don't pick stuff from them, but I looked up this guy, and it is a 35-year-old middle school coach and teacher drops dead in front of his class after a heart attack. And his name was Jacob Sanchez, 35, in Bigfoot, Texas. Died Thursday, January 5th. And the reason why it's mentioned is national feed did not pick up this at all. There's a couple local stories about it, but it's really reduced because they don't want to talk about it. The last thing you want to do is get parents spooked that their teacher might just drop dead in class because so many educators had to take the shot. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's what happens. Again, 35. Hey.
Bad, man. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the picture of him, he looks pretty good. And that class photo looks fine. Can you imagine him standing right there with that sandwich board? And just keeling over. And then you're a middle school kid, right? What do you do? What do you do?
Freak out. I'd freak out. If that happened to me, I would freak out. I would not know what to do. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It'd be scary, man.
It is scary, but no one wants to. Again, they don't want to talk about it. I look, I don't blame them. No one wants to be that person. They don't want to feel like they were punked. However, we're going to get to a couple people. One in particular, Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, who absolutely one of the rare cases where he's like, "Yep, I screwed up," but he didn't say I screwed up as much as you chose right. We'll get to that. Okay, so first off, let's get to, I want to mention this one because this is a developing story, and I'm really surprised this has not gotten more press, especially over in the UK, which is Julian Sands. He's a character actor for the British. He has been in a lot of stuff over the years. You know, British have the best actors in the world.
Oh, he looks familiar. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, this guy's been in a lot of stuff. He always gets work. He does stage, he does screen, he does television shows, he does stuff, right? 65, hiking in you know where Mount Baldy is? Is that right? Mount Baldy in California?
I think, isn't that in Southern California?
I'm
not sure. I'm actually not sure.
San Bernardino County.
Yeah, that's Southern California.
Okay. So the sheriff's department, he's been gone for 11 days.
Wow.
He went up in the mountains, I know, and they are not giving this as much. In fact, there was another person, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that went looking for him, goes up in there, and he's missing as well. But they're not even talking about that guy. It's like this is kind of a big deal because 11 days and it's January. Now, granted, it's Southern California, but it still gets, cold there at night, I would think. And 11 days is a long time. So where's this going to develop? Why do I bring this up? Because there are other places on top of places you don't want to be if you have a heart attack. One is in a car, obviously, because you're going to run into other things. One of the other places, though, is if you're hiking in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Alone. Yeah.
If you sit down next to a tree, who's going to see you? And heaven help you get dragged off by something up there. So anyway, my best thoughts go out to Julian Sand. I hope they find him eventually. But after 11 days and mobilizing a whole bunch of different groups, including you scroll down to the link there from the San Bernardino County Sheriff. There's a lot of groups they're looking at, but they're not giving this a lot of press. And I don't know why.
In the bottom of the article, it also talks about how they've been having a lot of storms in Southern California recently too. That's recently
hampering efforts, as they say.
Well, because it doesn't rain a lot really in California. People think just because a lot of crops come from there that it rains there, but it really doesn't. So when it does rain there a lot heavily, like it has been, it actually causes a lot of damage, landslides, and stuff. So.
I don't know if there was anybody with him. I don't know anything about it. Just that he's missing. Kind of a big deal. Next one down. This normally would be classified as Clown World, but we have such decent clown worlds this time that this is just a normal story. This is from Fortune magazine. I'm not making this up. This is not a parody. This is not a running skit. Airlines want you to get comfortable with flying without a co-pilot. Pilots and flyers are not convinced. And what this means is airlines and regulators, because they are so short-staffed, because they're cutting routes as fast as they can, they're losing money hand over fist. So airlines and regulators are pushing to have just one pilot in the cockpit of passenger jets instead of two. Not just passenger jets. Remember, any plane, even the commuter planes that I've flown in, they've always had two guys up there, up front. It would lower costs and ease pressure from crew shortages, but placing such responsibility on a single person is unsettling for some. Over 40 countries, including Germany, the UK, and New Zealand, have asked the United Nations body that sets aviation standards to help make single pilots a safe reality. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. In fact, they're even delaying this right now. They said we're not even going to think about it for the next 4 years. So no, I don't think it's going to happen. But it shows you how bad it is in the pilot world.
Start taking cruise liners across the oceans. What's going to happen?
Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, it's just, I can't even, like the unions, the pilot unions are just losing their minds. They're saying, what happens if one of these guys, if the one guy has a problem? That's the whole point. You have redundancy.
I'm sure a lot of these guys don't want this to happen either. They're like,
no, because again, I'm not picking on pilots, but come on, it's like, hey man, have a couple Z's. Well, I'll take the wheel. It's like, no, nobody's napping anywhere.
Seriously, people's lives are on the line with this stuff.
Yeah, but any proposal for the money, that's how much money is being lost. You're proposing this, and it's not just the United States. A whole bunch of countries are thinking about this. I don't think it's going to happen. Next one down. This goes into Karen's "The Air is Lava." By the way, those shirts are out for sale, right, Karen?
Yes, they are.
Where can they get one?
At my Streamlabs merch store, streamlabs.com/KarenBFE merch. There's a link in my chat.
Yep. I hopefully was the first one to buy one, and it's being shipped as we speak. The Air is Lava. I think it's brilliant. It has multiple references from the drug world, the gaming world, and now the truther community. I love it. I love that slogan. But to the article from Australia, fatal heart attacks have surged in Australia. Here's why. Okay. The pandemic has caused a surge of fatal cardiac arrests in Australia as delayed care and COVID's damaging effect on the heart drives a major uptick in serious heart issues. That's all I'm going to read from this article. That's all they have to say to the people that have their heads in the sand. Because once you believe that, again, that COVID can cause heart attacks and everything, as you know, we've read these articles now for months, everything can cause heart attacks. You're just walking around, you could just keel over and die. Kind of, hey, Karen, again, let's review this from last week, but we'll put a this week's theme on it. You remember when you were in school, right? When you were like in junior high school and you had a teacher, you had a homeroom, and then all of a sudden your teacher just froze in mid-sentence and just dropped dead?
No.
Neither. Why? Because it never happened. Nor did I ever hear about it ever happening, nor did I had teachers for family members. Never heard about such a thing ever. Coaches, that's one thing. Every once in a while, yeah, sure, you'd have a coach go down who was like 70 years old and 80 pounds overweight, and he smoked 2 packs a day. And he was trying to keep up with the kids that day. Sure. Anyway, next one down. This is from Twitter. Oh yeah, this is the not sour grapes. You know what? I'm going to give credit to him. So this is Scott Adams. If you don't know who Scott Adams is, if I'm not mistaken, he is the creator of the comic book strip and hugely successful franchise Dilbert and Dogbert. And he was lashing out at anti-shot people for a long time, saying, because he's very vocal and he's got a bit of a sharp tongue to him. He does not have a lot of filters. when he speaks. He's like, no, you guys are idiots. You're blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's laying it out.
He was like using every curse word in the book when I saw the videos of him yelling at people for not taking the juice.
Yeah. And mostly because for whatever reason, I don't know. I mean, he seems like a very intelligent guy. The whole thing where don't feed the trolls. No, he did the exact opposite. He read every troll comment and just lashed out. He just thought that all people that were anti-shot were serious trolls, and he attacked them. Well, now he has done a complete reversal. And if you go to his feed on Twitter, there's a 2-minute rant where he's basically saying that he wasn't really pointing that he was wrong, only that the truther community was right, because he's gotten so many side effects from something that he's not doing well. I mean, he's not bedridden, obviously. He can make the video, but he's kind of ticked off about it. But he's kind of treating it like a coin flip, where it's like, well, someone had to be right, someone had to be wrong, but we had kind of an even split, right? It could have been either of us. It's like, well, could it have? Really? No, not really. Because we warned you. All you had to do was wait. All you had to do was wait and watch people. So all you had to do was wait. But no, not going to wait. And then you lash out the trolls. And now, I will give him credit. Karen was giving him credit before the show. It's like, yeah, you know what?
At least he admits.
Yeah. He says that we won probably 20 times.
I mean, but it's, I don't know why he's saying we won, because it's not really a contest. It's not like we wanted to see this happen. No. We were telling everybody it was going to happen beforehand because we didn't want it to happen.
Right.
Of course, just nobody listened to anything we're saying because we're just crazy conspiracy theorists, right?
Right.
Well, now we're like all freaking psychics.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I feel for the people. It's like, look, just, and I can't get too mad because I know there's a whole, conformity builds empires. And there were going to be a lot of people that were just going to go along with it because they believe, they don't mistrust anyone. People in that much power, that have that much power, wouldn't lead you astray deliberately. It's like, well, no, but if you play chess, the pawns go first. And there has to be losers in chess games. Pieces get knocked off the board in the grand scheme of things. Okay, next one down. Next one down is from Fox News. We got to mention this one because it's an interesting little article. Service members forced to pay back signing bonuses after being fired over the shot. They're calling it a kick in the face. Troops say mental health impacted by military's treatment. U.S. service members who were fired for refusing to comply with the Pentagon's shot mandate are now being forced to pay back their original recruitment bonuses, which they tell Fox News Digital is a kick in the face after years and years. It's actually interesting because what Master Gunner mentioned to me before the show was that they're going to turn this into a recruiting tool, which is, oh, hey, you want your signing bonus back? Well, come on back. Well, sign some more things. We'll get you in there. We'll get you your bonus back. But because the recruitment right now for the military is horrible for the United States, absolutely horrible. It's really, really, for a number of reasons, it's tough to get new recruits in there. And this is going to be turned in that direction. And so thanks to Master Gunner for pointing that out. Next one down is, this is a fake. This is what corporate, you want to buy a news story? This is how they get bought. Ready? This is from CNN Business. There's no reason for this story to be generated outside of the corporate environment, which is a burger chain switches to Coca-Cola. Pepsi fans are furious. Okay, first off, even the headline is a teaser. It's like a burger chain switches to Coke. Pepsi fans are furious. Really? Are they furious? The chain in question was Culver's. I know Culver's because I'm pretty sure they originated in the north, like Wisconsin and Minnesota, but there are quite a different places. Burgers and their signature frozen custard. Some light fare, let's put it that way. You want to encourage heart attacks? Yeah, Culver's. That's a good one. So they recently switched their big contract, their beverage contract, from Pepsi to Coke. Customers don't care for the most part. Do not care. There's equivalence on both sides. However, you have to release a story like this if you are Pepsi, because you don't want to lose any more market share than you already have. So you put up that sort of stink, and at very least, it makes other corporations think twice, even if it's a small franchise mom and pop joint, to one of the bigger players. Corporate games are played constantly. This isn't espionage necessarily. This is just trying to reduce the damage. So if you want to know how to do it, that's how you do it. Well done, Pepsi. Well done. Next one down. This is from RT. This is tied to Peanut Gallery's quote, which is U.S. cracking down on egg smuggling. See what I did there? Because eggs crack. Anyway, entering the country from Mexico with raw eggs is forbidden, no matter how expensive they are in California. Now, this isn't an American story. This is from Russia, because they don't want this story getting out. They don't want anyone here getting ideas. So the story goes a little bit like this. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials have warned Americans against trying to smuggle raw eggs or poultry over the border from Mexico, citing risks of disease as skyrocketing supermarket prices drive normal law-abiding citizens to take extreme measures. Raw egg seizures among the Mexican border jumped 108% just in the last quarter compared to the same period in 2021. Yeah, of course they did. So the same 3-month period in 22, the cost of a dozen eggs in the U.S. average in the U.S., not just average, went from $3.50 to $5.30 or more. Across the border in Juarez, for example, where I would want to go to get eggs and bullets, a customer can get 30 eggs for $3.40. Right, and I think that's pretty cheap for 30 eggs. Peanut, 30 eggs? That's cheap, right? What's 30 eggs in America right now?
30 eggs for $3.40. That's cheap.
That's cheap. So if you're wondering why they're putting them on trucks,
that's like a dozen. That's for a dozen eggs here.
Yeah. So they even downplayed it here. That's. So anyway, warned would-be egg smugglers they would face civil penalties and try to save on groceries with fines for failing to declare personal amounts averaging about $300, while a tweet from the San Diego field office warned of a more alarming penalties up to $10,000 for failure to declare agricultural. Yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, you can say, until somebody gets sick, which you could stage a fake story there, until somebody gets sick from Mexican eggs, no, people are going to grab them. You bet they are. And again, a lot of Mexican people living in the United States know this. Call up. It's like, how much for eggs down there? Get them up here.
Yeah, right. I have chickens.
What?
So I have chickens.
There you go.
I don't have to buy it.
I know. People
high roller.
Peanut Gallery says $7 for a dozen. where he is right now. So yeah, if you're wondering, if you're paying, God, that's what, $1 a dozen then, roughly? It's like $1 a dozen in Mexico right now. Yeah, you're wondering why that's not going to stop anytime soon. Supply and demand, people. That's how it works. If it's $7 a dozen where you are and it's $1 a dozen in Mexico, you're going to make that happen. I guarantee it. Okay, let's do Clown Worlds. Clown Worlds. First off, let's get the space one out of the way because this is a Flat Earth channel from time to time. This is from, I don't know what channel this is, but NASA's future spaceships will travel at 1 million miles an hour. And there's a picture of a spaceship that may or may not have ion drives, and they're trying to figure this out. But of course, they're lying through all their teeth, through all the other stuff. So the development of multi-megawatt ion engines and antimatter propulsion is ongoing. You mean like in Star Trek?
Antimatter propulsion?
Exactly. It's like a really Star Trek antimatter, dilithium crystal, that whole thing.
Yeah, right.
Voyager 1. So what's the fastest spacecraft? Voyager 1 is traveling at a speed of 38,000 miles an hour. Really?
It is.
Both a gravitational slingshot and chemical rocket were mostly used to accomplish this. Juno, Helios 1, and Helios 2 attained speeds of 150,000.
Using gravitational boost? What does that mean? Is that where they like try to say that they slingshot off a planet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
So it's BS.
Yeah, it's absolute BS. And the sun's gravity will let the recently launched Parker Solar Probe travel at 430 miles an hour. My ass, it will. 430,000. Come on. Best speed, and which is why they don't.
The sun's gravity.
Our best controllable speed for any object right now is what, 18,000 miles an hour, give or take. And we got rail guns that can do some pretty fast speeds, but 18,000 miles an hour is an incredible speed, 1,000,000 miles an hour. And where'd you come up with that
I
number?
don't even believe the 18,000 miles an hour, though.
Yeah,
I don't even believe that.
A million miles an hour. The only reason you mention it is because it's a nice round number. Really? 1,000,000 miles an hour? No. Okay, next one down. I think we can get out the rest of these. We got 4 more clown worlds, and then we got to show a quick video as we go out. This next one's from BBC. You're not going to. What's behind Canada's drastic new alcohol guidance? Oh boy. Okay, so if you must drink at all, 2 drinks maximum each week is deemed low risk by the government-backed guidance. The advice is a steep drop from the previous recommendation from 10 years ago, where they allowed a maximum of 10 drinks a week for women and 15 drinks for men per week. The new report, funded by Health Canada, suggested mandatory warning labels for all alcoholic beverages, but 90-page report, and the 2 standard drinks, each the equivalent of a 12-ounce beer or a 5-ounce glass of wine, brings an increase in negative outcomes, including breast and colon cancer. It may be a rude awakening for the roughly 80% of Canadian adults who drink. Oh my God, you guys spent money on this. 90 pages. And the Canadians are just howling, I'm sure. It's like, what do you mean? 15? They're howling at in 2011, you said 15 drinks a week was maximum? No. Yeah. And yeah, what Peanut's saying in chat, it would take a month to drink a bottle of wine. And a box of wine would take a year. Yeah. It's absolutely basically the Canada report is saying, without being as insulting, is don't drink ever for any reason. Good luck. You've already said that 80% of Canadians drink, and for good reason. I lived up there for a year. I know. It's cold. It's dark. All right. Next one down. And then we'll get to the final one. Thank you for everyone that sent me this. And this absolutely does qualify as the gold digger story of the week. Buzz Aldrin decided he was going to get married while on his 93rd birthday to a woman who was 30 years younger. And I'm sure his family in Los Angeles, to Dr. Anka Farr, a doctor.
She's a doctor.
Yeah, nothing bad could happen there. And I'm sure his family will just be thrilled that he's married to her, because the estate issues. He decided he was going to do this. Great story. Yeah, 63, and the work she's had done. She looks like she's going on, I don't know.
She looks she looks like everybody else who gets a bunch of work done. They all end up looking the same.
Yep. Very blonde, very stretched skin. Okay, let's do one more before the break. The last one. This is from vice.com. Earth's core has stopped and may be reversing direction. The surprising find might solve long-standing mysteries about climate and geological phenomena. There, of course, is the cross-section of the Earth, which I love so much, and I included in the first Flat Earth clues.
So ridiculous.
Earth's inner core has recently stopped spinning and may now be reversing the direction of its rotation. And as Peanut pointed out, this apparently happens every 60 to 70 years. And
sure does.
Yeah.
They have no freaking idea what's going on. There's no core. They even mentioned by core or core.
I got to mention this really quick. Of course, they actually say this. Of course, it must be noted this is more or less the plot of the 2003 disaster film The Core. But there's no need to worry about averting an impending apocalypse by nuking the center of the Earth. While the core's rotation influences surface Earth environment, scientists think this periodic spin switch is a normal part of its behavior and does not pose risk for life on our planet. You know what's going on down there. Deepest hole ever drilled is not even 10 miles, but
it's 8 miles.
Yeah. But you can tell us what's happening 4,000 miles down at the center of a fictional globe.
8 miles, and it wasn't even for lack of trying. They tried repeatedly to keep going, and they couldn't.
I know. It is absolutely ludicrous. Okay, as we're going out to break, I want to, Karen, can you have the ability to play that little video clip I threw into chat? Can you copy that over? It's like a 1.5 meg file.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show people this was sent to me. This is the the British are going to be sending about a dozen tanks or so to Ukraine to fight against the Russians, and we actually have footage of one of these tanks heading that way.
Oh.
Can you pull that up on screen? There we go. Yep, the British military is modernized. This is being sent parade style on its way to Ukraine. It looks like actually just a guy on a bicycle or a motorbike with some sort of cardboard tank around him.
That is
Hilarious.
But I'm pretty sure that is state of the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
All right. When we come back, we're going to take your phone calls. The phone number is going to be 848-222-2480. And we will be back in 3 or so minutes. Music.
5 minutes this break.
Oh, yeah. 5 minutes on this one. So
Little breaks 5 minutes.
get something to drink, get some snacks, get something.
Stretch your legs.
There you go. Go outside, have a smoke.
Please support local flat earthers. Grounded extracts. Like a plug into an outlet, nature is a key into the mind. Once there, it can clean out old chemical leftovers and nourish the mind and body. Life is regained. The road becomes joyful as clarity and self-awareness return. Herbs, roots, algae, and fungi have helped many of us heal, move closer to our goals, and gain control of true priorities over carnal desires. Join us in leaving the chemical, material world and enter into the natural realm, from farm to farm. These finest creations are handmade and are more potent than anything your corner co-op has to offer. Our products, excluding our tinctures, are made to order to assure freshness and maximum effectiveness, fusing together healing herbs with tasty counterparts to bring out full potentials. There is so much joy in working with the natural world given to us by our Creator. Let's take part.
growth, bohemian. I drink the juice, the chocolate milk, the holy cow. I wear the sneaks, tip up the beat on the 33.
Welcome back to Strange Worlds, part 3 of 4. It's you, me, and the always wonderful, never to be my girlfriend, Karen B. So Ted, everything's still fine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta check every once in a while. Phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. You know what? I was thinking during the break, it's like, you know what? I'm just envisioning gangbangers on this side of the border, right? And all of a sudden they get this surprise call. It's like, so what are we smuggling, Holmes? Right? And it's like, coke, weed. It's like, no, man, eggs. Huevos. I'm down with that. It's like a truckload of freaking huevos. Seriously? But seriously, I mean, if you're buying them, remember that's $30 at street level in, $1 a dozen. Basically, that's how much it costs you in Mexico. If you can buy them for $1 a dozen and sell them for $7 up here,
that's a lot, man.
That's a lot of money. Now, granted, you got to take a truck. I mean, a full-blown semi.
Yeah.
But, and you're basically, your biggest customers will be your own neighborhoods.
A lot of eggs.
Yeah, they go through a lot of freaking eggs. So you just drive it. I mean, you're not selling them on the street corner because that's just weird. But you just drive into your neighborhoods.
Yeah, they probably go deliver them to the Mexican markets. The little Mexican markets.
Sure.
Right.
Asian markets would be all over that too.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'd buy them eggs if I didn't have my own eggs.
Some things never change, which is, the Americans. It's like the Americans will buy them. They'll pay top dollar for, they'll make. Now, granted, you're probably not, depending on where you are, you're probably not selling for $7. You have to sell them cheaper than the store down the street, but you don't have to sell them for that much cheaper. It's even $6 that buy them. So good for you guys. Seriously. And yeah, all the agricultural people's like, oh no, they might have disease. It's like, really? Hey, how you pulling that off? Because they're Mexican chickens? Really? Okay. All right, let's pick up the phones. We're going to pick up. Oh, well, hell, let's go out to 646 right away because he's been on hold for 34 minutes. 646. It's you, me, Karen B. What's happening, man?
I want my $2.
Oh, for the merch, the merch that we have.
$2.
See, he already wants his cut. He's already asking for his cut already. Sorry, man. You'd have to.
I was just thinking of. Do you remember the movie? Was it Better Off Dead?
Better Off Dead with John Cusack. Yeah.
He's like chasing him down the mountain on skis.
Yeah.
Where's my $2? I think those shirts are actually pretty awesome, actually. Like the best shirts. Like one of my favorite. I was chatting earlier. One of my favorite Flat Earth shirts is the Coca-Cola Flat Earth shirt because at first you're like, oh, it's a Coca-Cola shirt, but then you're kind of, it's truth in plain sight, and you're kind of like looking at it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then you've actually engaged somebody, and like those are some of the best shirts to make. And like I think he's onto something with the, using the logo to kind of engage. And like, some shirts are just like straight up, just like, hey, fuck you, here's what it is.
Right.
But the smart ones are like, hiding this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I mean anything that will diminish from the fake empire that is Elon Musk, I'm for. I'm absolutely for it because I want that guy. I just, and I know the think tanks that are listening to this show or recording it, listening to it later, they're probably like, look, if you don't have Elon, we're just going to pick another guy. It's like, fine, pick another guy. I don't like this guy. I don't like, if you're going to make a
he's being used as a stooge. He's a stooge, right? Like he's being used
absolutely
as a stooge or something like that.
Kind of is a stooge.
He's a puppet. He's a not only a corporate puppet, but he's a government corporate puppet. His money was the everything. I mean, again, the fact that you at one point could say he's not anymore. You could say, oh, he's the richest man in the world. That's why. Oh, because the U.S. government pumps so much money into Tesla stock that on paper he's worth this much money. It's like, yeah, but it's completely artificial. He didn't do anything. Is like the U.S. government said, well,
Yeah.
he's going green, and we supporting this company, and he's going to do whatever we want him to do. So no, I just don't like him.
And they're playing it in both ways too, because he's playing the space stuff, and then he's also playing, oh, I'm on your side. I'm dropping truth on Twitter, which is like, oh, that's interesting. So they've got this guy doing this, and so now he's a hero to people suddenly, and you're like, yeah.
Well, like when he came out 2 weeks ago, and said he had major side effects initially when he got the shots, and he said, but I haven't gotten a heart attack yet. And I'm going, okay, first off, you would be one of those people you would never ever give the actual shot to. But him saying that makes him seem like he's playing both sides. He's I'm on your side, red team. You know, I
know what's up. Wink, wink,
wink, wink. Yeah, I took the shot. Sure you did. I wouldn't have yet.
Almost like the chess move was, they knew that he had a lot of followers, you know, in like the younger kids, and like, okay, now you have to say this for a while because we need to swerve this group of people over to this side for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then, but like once you figure out like the flat Earth and the space stuff, then it's just all bullshit. And you're just like, when is this going to end, or will it? Is it ever going to end? Are we just going to sit here?
This part of it, no. It's not. Again, heads in the sand. There is going to be no uprising. The people that followed and towed the line, and got the shots and the extra shots, and were thinking about still getting the yearly shots, they're just they got nothing to lose at this point. They figure, well, I'm just going to keep taking. It's like, why would you do this? But no, it's not. For them, it's never going to end. Let me put it this way, Alex, which is for us, once that 3 years went by and they eased up on the mandates, we're like, oh, thank God, at least we can get back to, some semblance of what we were doing beforehand. But for them, for a bunch of blue team, it never ended. They are constantly in that mode. And you know full well who I'm talking about, the people that, you still see driving around with masks and doing stuff like that. I mean, like in YouTube, for example, the medical misinformation thing that I got hit with, when you look with the policy, you can say anything about masks now all day long, but you still can't say anything about the shot forever, as far as I know, because they're still rolling it out there for those people. For them, that story it's not ended, and I don't think it's going to end. Oh, it's 11/11, by the way.
Yeah,
Ooh,
God, what a nightmare. I mean, just to be caught in that washer cycle of like, oh my God, what's next? What's next? And then you have, it's so clear. It's so clear to I would say most of us in this community, it's just like, wow, this is just like, how long is this going to go? Like, when are you going to snap out of it? Is it going to happen? I mean, that's been my big question. I'm like, I keep waiting for like the next, the giant FF, the other, shoe to drop. And then I can just say, how many times do we have to go through this before you figure it out?
Yeah.
But it's just like this, they're in a washer cycle and they can't get out of it.
No,
that's why I think funny shirts are really awesome. And I think like, keep making funny shirts. And I bought Karen's shirt, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait to wear it out to the bars. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, again, I think it's a great quote. I know you didn't come up with it originally, Karen, but I've heard the term has morphed over the years and decades. And I think Era is Lava was a great response to what we were talking about weeks ago. And you're right. They basically turned it in. It's like, no matter what you're doing right now, it could kill you.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, nothing can stop it. Nothing can protect you from it. And that's our justification in case, you're standing next to somebody and they just drop dead for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be, eventually, they're going to blame it on eggs. It's just going to be eggs.
Well, they blame it on so many things so far. I mean, the stories have been.
Why do you think eggs are so expensive, man? It's because they'll kill you.
Yeah.
That's all I had, guys.
All right. Well, thanks, man.
Back to Clown World. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. See ya.
Later.
Okay. We are gonna go into Canada, which, as you know, is a smaller chunk of Middle Earth, and so the phone call hopefully isn't garbled. What's happening up in beautiful British Columbia?
No, it's supposed to get really cold on the weekend.
Really? Because hang on. I have the same weather you do. Yeah, it it's going to get cold. I'll be damned. It's going to drop. But I mean, come on. It's what, 40? Well, I'm not going to do the Celsius for you guys. It's 43 here now, and it's going to get down to 34, I suppose.
I said minus 10 Celsius. So
really, you're gonna drop to minus 10 up there in BC?
That's what they say.
Well,
that's Celsius.
Yeah. Well, when you're below zero, it's actually
minus anything is cold though.
When you drop below zero, I think Celsius and Fahrenheit basically are the same thing.
No, Celsius and Fahrenheit become the same at -40, I think.
Peanut, can you look that up? Oh, he's nodding. It's the same at -40. Karen's right.
Yeah, I just went over this.
Karen's right.
I'm right.
Karen. It's the new Jan Brady. Okay. What's so what's happening up there? Are you doing any better?
Well, he got through it. We're just dealing with male plumbing issues at the moment, and I'm treated like a villain because I'm, not. Oh gosh. So it's been really difficult and really hard. I'm just living day to day, but he's still in there, but he's through the worst of it. Fingers crossed. So anyway, but I wanted to shout out to Jan because I heard her last. Thank you, Jan. That was really kind of you to mention me. And we're hanging on here as best I can. So
good.
Yeah, but it's going to be cold, and I have to go down a big hill and with a sports car, although I have ice tires. So.
Do you? By the way, are you one of the 80% in Canada that drinks?
Yeah, but not a lot. I don't drink a lot. No, I don't. I just have a little brandy in my tea. I don't do wine because I'm allergic to sulfite. I can't have beer because I'm a celiac. So
I'm not judging all God's children. It's fine. What's No,
it takes me a whole month and a half to go through one bottle. So no, I'm not an alky, but it helps to take the edge off when I'm
accuse you.
What happened in the hospital? I had to run into Nurse Ratchet there. That was fun. Oh my gosh.
So did you?
I had a big team. Yeah, it was awful.
I don't imagine they're going to be protesting in Canada because of this, because the initial study that they did back in 2011 doesn't sound like anyone's paying attention to that either.
Oh, the alcohol thing? Yeah, no. I can't see a lot of my friends and family. Although one family member she used to drink a lot, but I don't know. No, I don't have an issue with it, but I don't know why they're pushing it. They say it causes cancer because of the aldehyde or something, and it converts, and so I don't know. What are they trying to get rid of the industry or something? I don't know what's the motivation behind it. Do you think?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you're hurting. I mean, come on, you're hurting a lot of jobs up there. Let's face it. If you always said, you're basically telling people you should never drink again. I mean, if you're saying, 2 beers a week, that's basically nothing. So you're reducing even the recommended by 90%. And yeah, the Canadians aren't going to stand for you're not enforcing it. Canadians would be like, just laughing it off. The bartenders, I'm sure.
Probably. I mean,
go ahead.
I have a British girlfriend on the island whose mother was turning 96 in March. And she has a G&T every night.
Nice. By the way, I like the fact you call them G&Ts, because I initially heard that in a movie a while back. It's like, what? Oh, I get it. Nice.
Well, if you take the and out, then you get the kind of car not quite the kind of car I have. But
yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the one lower down, but
I miss.
Just picking one.
What flavor, by the way? So one more thing I want to throw out about Canada. I'll call it real for a second, which is you have slightly different chip flavors than we do. So if I'm not mistaken, you have is it ketchup and pickle flavored? That's one of them, right?
Yeah, dill pickle, and I hate ketchup. It's awful.
I've seen dill pickle chips here in the South.
And there was also something we used to do in the 70s. I don't think we do it here, but do you call it? Is it fully dressed? That's a seasoning thing, right? Fully dressed.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Do you know? Can you describe it at all? I'm guessing no.
It's kind of spicy. It's a bit spicy. It's thicker. It's not light. It's quite intense.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch. Yeah, it's like literally you just took a spice cabinet and just dumped it on some chips. It's not just salty. It's super light. Anyway, Canada, if you ever get the chance,
Probably cayenne on it or something. I don't.
Yeah. But again, I miss it. I had a great time the year I spent up there. Not in the penal system, just up there. By the way, they have some of the nicest jails in British Columbia. Not that I was there, I just drove by them. I'm just saying. They do.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Well, actually, yeah, the Alouette Women's, I think I've never been there, but I've read about it, and it's supposed to have crafts and all that sort of stuff. And,
is that one of the ones that's on the water?
but there's it's in, I think it's Maple Ridge. I think it might be near a lake. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I haven't actually seen it myself.
It's a different place. Yeah. We do, club fed and minimum security stuff. Anyway, another story for another time. Any shout outs you want to do? Anything else?
Well, shout out to you and Karen, of course, and Zulu and Jan, and thanks for the shout out, and all the people that are hanging in there that have remained pure blood, and they're still pushing, and it's amazing. Yeah, we've had my neighbor, yeah, he had the fourth one and the flu shot together, showed up at my house, was hallucinating, and he's been taken away, and I'm getting a new neighbor.
What?
Yeah, it just happened before my husband went down. So yeah, we had 4 people go down on this townhouse funeral that week. So it must have all got, well, except us. But.
Yeah. Again, to Alex's question before, if you're waiting for a lot of people to be like Scott Adams and just say, yeah, absolutely made the wrong decision. You guys were right. I was wrong. Yeah, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get, again, NPC.
No.
There's just going to be a lot of people who are going to walk into it.
I've seen some people saying they regret getting it, though.
Have you run into some people, Karen?
I'm just saying, I've seen people saying that they regret getting it.
Good.
But I don't see anybody.
Not a lot.
But I don't see anybody saying they don't regret not getting it.
There you go. Yeah. Where's the flip side? Where's the deathbed confessions from anyone in the truther community? Hell, anyone in our community that said, "Oh, I should have gotten it," or and then that's their last words. No. Where are the compilations? Show me hey, trolls, show me the compilation video of us. Anyone?
Yeah. Should have got that juice. Oh, wish I'd have got it. Missed out on that one.
Oh, I did. And now I'm suffering from wait. No, I'm not.
Nothing.
No, I'm not. Because all the people that got long COVID, they all share the same thing. It's not what you think. Trolls. I gotta be careful. Okay. Anyway, thank you for calling in, and be safe, and sounds like at least you're in a better place than you were last week.
Yeah, I guess I was. Well, no, it was a month. Was it a month? It's been a whole. I know I've lost track. Christmas was a disaster, and yeah, it's been a big blur.
All right.
Just day by day. That's it.
Okay. Well. Have a good one. We will, check in with you soon.
Okay. Take care, you guys. Thanks.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. As I go back into my thing, we're going to go back out to, we can take this one before the break. Let's do, oh God, it's David Weiss. Do we have to pick up David Weiss? All right. I'll pick him up.
Yeah, pick him up.
All right. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up? I'm here with Ian Leahy, and we're drinking a lot of tequila, and the Earth is still not spinning.
Are you still in Mexico? How long have you been there?
I'm going to be here for a while. Not coming back. 75 cents a dozen here. Okay. You know me and my heritage. I can't pass that up. I love it.
What? Your middle name is Chavez? Is that what I missed?
Perhaps.
His first name isn't. First name isn't David.
Really
It's
great
Jorge.
points to make, but I completely forgot them all.
The what?
I had some really good points to make, but I've completely forgotten them all. It's just good to hear you guys. And
were they space related?
Discuss that China. Did you discuss the China that said the Earth's core is spinning in the opposite direction and it's very dangerous?
Yeah. That was our last clown world story. Yeah. And in fact,
another one where the stars are disappearing. Did you see that one today?
No, I didn't see one where the stars are Are there stars disappearing?
Disappearing. Something strange is happening in space, and it could be detrimental to life on Earth.
Oh.
That's a good thing you told me, because I am super worried about that.
Yes, definitely should be.
I didn't notice because I can't see the stars because of all the pollution.
So is Ian's with you?
I said I didn't notice because I already can't see the stars because of all the chemtrails and the pollution.
Yeah. There's very little chemtrails out here in Mexico. We had one day so far.
Nice. What part of Mexico are you in?
We're on the Yucatan Peninsula, south of Cancun. Puerto Morales.
Oh, nice.
Puerto Morales.
Out there with Santos.
For these, actually, with Santos today. All right, that's it. A couple shout outs, Zulu 1, and a shout upstairs to Mom Sargent.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Love you guys. See ya.
All right.
Thanks, David. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. That was David Weiss.
Weiss.
Master and overlord of all things flat earth commercial.
Mark, you know what that kind of reminds me of? Remember when I was in Amsterdam and I was doing mushrooms with my friends in Amsterdam and we sort of calling everybody on mushrooms?
I do remember some of this.
It was way more fun than that call we just had, but it just kind of reminded me of that.
Are you saying that David and Ian might be drinking and or smoking?
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, probably.
But you know what, Mark? I just want to say that when I called you on mushrooms from Amsterdam, you did not miss a beat. You just went right with it, and you just started saying all kinds of stuff that made me laugh my ass off. And you were probably like my most favorite call that night, my cold call on mushrooms to people from Amsterdam.
Well, thank you.
Mark was lots of fun.
That was a weird call, and I do remember that was a few years ago now.
Yeah, it was like back in 2019. Wow. It was a long time ago. Yeah. And I went in Amsterdam, and they don't sell mushrooms, but it's truffles. They have psychedelic truffles. Yeah. So I bought some. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get some truffles, man. When in Rome.
Who were you with? Do you remember who you were with that night?
Yeah, I was with remember, Zach, Dr. Zach.
Yeah.
And Mike, who also lives over there, some Netherlands people. Yeah, it was fun. Nice. We had fun.
Very, very cool. Good times. 2019. Oh, such a great year.
Yeah.
All right. With that in mind, let us go to our final break. When we come back, we'll pick up your phone calls. It's 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. And the phone lines currently are open. So if you do not call by the time we come back from break, I'm probably going to have to drag in Master Gunner. You guys don't want that, do you? I don't want that. But anyway, Karen, drop a beat, won't you?
I certainly will.
Where is the curve?
Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
Shh, they might be listening.
CIA?
Maybe.
Aliens?
Probably.
Globalists?
Definitely. I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat
I'm listening.
and round
Go on.
and delicious.
Tell me the secret.
You might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where your head's at.
Anything else?
I was never here.
Package intercepted. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back, let's eat.
Long live Flat Earth.
Long live Flat Earth!
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4.
Where we're suddenly in a hoedown.
Well, yeah.
And a heel and a toe and a heel and a toe and a slide, slide.
Round and round, dosey. No, it's probably because I was watching Tombstone earlier today. And if you guys have never watched Tombstone, it's just an amazing cast, and partially based on true events, but great acting by all parts. There was an article David Weiss was mentioning. Hopefully, he's passed out by now and not listening anymore. Who knows? He and Ian. In fact, what's Ian still doing down there? The reason why I mentioned that, if you guys was like, why are you giving David a hard time? That's because Ian was messaging me during the show last week.
Right.
He asked me a question and then he passed out before I could pick him up, and then he hung up. And it's like, wait a minute, you guys are still there? We're here, a week later to us. It's like,
yeah.
Anyway,
Fiesta forever. What's up, man?
The article that he sent, and I put in there, was there's less stars. And Peanut found it during the break. And what's interesting, a citizen science project has found our skies are up to 10% brighter every year, but stars are disappearing from the night sky much faster than we thought. Okay, I think that's a bit of a contradiction. But there's a line in here that he mentions. They said, however, the new study has shown that human eyes seem to be more sensitive than satellites. What? Since when? Ever? Since when have the human eyes, not for a long time, my friends, have cameras been less sensitive than the human eyes? Oh yeah, back in the old timey days.
Well, no, it depends what kind of camera it is. Actually, this came up. I was talking about this not that long ago. It depends what kind of camera it is, what kind of filter it is.
Yeah, but satellites.
But the satellites, I don't know what they're doing with it. Who knows?
in supposedly in a vacuum where there's no atmosphere to deal with. So you're saying if I went up there in a space suit, right? Again, the fictional thing, like from any movie, you go over there in a space suit. If I'm staring, if I climb out of the space shuttle, which isn't even a program anymore, and I'm staring off in the distance, I can see better than the satellites with all their different filters that they can fire off. No.
Supposed to have like them detecting like different light spectrums and whatever.
It's so
heat.
Yes. So thank you,
infrared,
David, for bringing that up.
Gamma.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, let's pick up a couple phone calls, shall we? Let's grab in order of, we got a couple since we did this. Let's do Mount Pleasant, Texas. 903. It's you, me, and Karen B. What's happening?
Nothing. What's happening?
Well, we're talking to you. You got anything you'd like to add or comment on? What do you got?
Yeah, I got some stuff to add. Obviously, I've been watching y'all for a few years now, and a couple years back, I was watching a bunch of stuff about space and all that, and I was way into that stuff. And my son hit me one day with the flat Earth stuff, and I'm like, "Boy, you've lost your damn mind. There's no way." We all know. Of course, obviously, I've been down the path that y'all have been down, and I'm just like, "Holy hell, you got to be kidding me!"
Right.
Yeah, so it's an eye-opening deal, and of course the whole jabby and all that mess, and it's just like it's mind-blowing.
Right.
So I just wanted to thank y'all for what y'all do, and I watch y'all pretty much every weekend, and I don't really know what to say. This is my first time calling in, and just very thankful for what y'all do, and just hope you keep up the good work.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, just trying to open minds up the best we can without jamming it down their throats. Remember, in the end, it's your decision, not ours.
Anybody that I turn on to it, I send them towards the Flat Earth Clues, because that was probably what done it for me, just like a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you for that. Again, that was never expected back in the day. All I was doing was trying to ask the internet. It's like, you know what? I can't prove the globe anymore. Somebody help me out here. Thought they would rush forward and just club me over the head with crap, and they didn't.
No, that was really good. Yeah. Yeah, my son actually lives in, I think it's Crater Lake, Oregon. So he lives really close up to where you are, Sargent.
Yeah, Crater Lake's not too far. A few hours, but it's not too far.
Yep. But that's all I had. I really didn't have nothing else to add to it. Just wanted to thank y'all for what you do.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Y'all are good. All right. Y'all have a good one too.
All right, you too. I keep forgetting that the East Coast, you want to compare East Coast and West Coast, because like during your conferences, most of the people that came to your conferences, they drove from somewhere on the East Coast, because everything's connected to, so people understand the spider webs of the East, everything east of the Mississippi, there's a lot of connecting roads, and there's most of our population is there. The West Coast, even though it's the coast, there's huge tracts of land that don't really have a lot of people.
It's much more spread out over there for sure.
Interstate 5, like if you're going from Seattle to San Francisco, you're covering, when you leave Seattle, when you leave Tacoma and go through Oregon, There is not a lot in Oregon, and that's a whole state. I mean, Oregon to this day doesn't have a professional football team, and that's a coastal state, and they don't have a professional football team.
Just driving from Sacramento to Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
See how empty a lot of California is.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the most expensive real estate in the world. In fact, the most expensive.
And empty.
Yeah. Yeah. The East Coast is not the West Coast. People's, you have Los Angeles, you have San Diego, you have San Francisco, but between, when you go north of Los Angeles, it's like, no one does a day trip to freaking San Fran from LA. I mean, it is a haul.
Although they're supposed to be building that really cool bullet train where they could do that.
Right. Yeah. The underground bullet train. Oh, one more thing, which is you've got, like, for example, like some of the Southern California coast is some of the most expensive real estate in the world. However, you go to like the coast of Oregon, there's nothing there. No one really lives there. There's no, the Coast Guard doesn't patrol it much. There's some roads, but that's it. It's just,
man, the Pacific is cold.
Yeah.
Even off San Francisco, that ocean is cold water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to look at, but nobody wants to swim in that most of the time. I'm telling you, it's cold.
Yeah. East Coast, West Coast is, people think, oh, there's a lot of similarities. Like, no, there are not. It is a completely different animal. All right, let's go to, where did I leave off? Let's go to, California. 310, what's happening? Hey, 310. Hi.
This is Alex, True Video.
Hey. What can we do for you?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that I've been listening to your show for a number of years now. You changed my life. Learning the truth changed my life. It wasn't only you, but what you're doing collectively, part of what everybody is doing in the truth community, trying to wake everybody up. That really helped me, and I'm so happy now. And I wanted to give back by sharing all of your great work with everybody. And so, with all the censorship, it's hard to find what is the good stuff, and they keep us busy and stuff. And so I wanted to make a website and put it all in one place where everybody can just go there and find all the shows and share them with everybody and stuff like this to get around the censorship. The website is called flatearthtvguide.com or fetvguide.com. And if you go there, you'll see this live stream on there right now. And you can chat from there also. If you're logged into your YouTube account, you can chat from there. And you can see other live streams, other people who are live streaming. And a list of channels that are all talking about flat Earth on YouTube. And YouTube obviously is trying to hide that. And so I wanted to make it easier for people to find them and watch their shows and not miss out. I got tired of missing out the live shows. And I wanted to make it easy for everybody to kind of just it's like the whole world is subscribed to all the flat Earth channels from the website through this proxy website kind of thing,
Nice.
So,
well, thank you. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
And again, to anyone that's listening, as I've stated in the description box of every video I make, if you guys bother to look, you are free to use my content for anything you want, in anything. I don't care if it's a caricature of me with a giant head on a stick body doing something funny, as long as you mention flat Earth somewhere, go have at it. So wonderful.
All right, right on.
Also, I'm having a difficulty finding a job, so I wanted to create a project that would help me find a job or find some income, because I'm about to be homeless. I'm about to lose my video archive project if I can't pay my bill. I have some bills coming up here in a week or something, couple $100. I can't afford it anymore. I have one lady sending me $500 every month. That's the only reason why I even have this video archive right now. Why somebody can go and watch these videos from the channelslist.com website or true.video, TROO.video. And there's so much videos there, so much flat earth stuff, and so many channels that they've deleted over the years that I have backed up. You can watch their videos still over there, even though it's deleted on YouTube. No longer watchable on the YouTube, but it's watchable on the video archive.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
thank you to this one lady who's been sending me $500 every month for the last 2 years.
Wow.
And so if anybody wants to help support, please, that's a car payment. That's a really nice car payment that she's been doing for all of you, for the love of the truth. This
All
lady-
right. I got you.
helping me.
What's your email address in case someone wants to get a hold of you?
TROOVIDEO@gmail.com. Truevideo@gmail.com.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Let's move down to, oh, you know what, Karen? That Germany one, I'm a little suspect of it. You know why?
Is it still there?
It is still there. And I'm glad somebody's calling in from Germany to the show. However, it is 5:40 in the morning in Berlin. I don't know the last time we had somebody. You want me to pick them up just to see what happens?
Sure, why not?
All right, Berlin. Or wherever you are in Berlin, we're gonna give you a shot. I'm just a little suspect because we don't get a lot of most of the people listen to this show, they're late night people, but they're not that late to the point where they become early. All right, here we go. All right, where are you?
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
Like I'm muted.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Actually, good. So what are you doing? Is it 5 in the morning where you are right now?
Yes. But I'm not from Berlin. I'm from more like Munich, South Germany.
What are you doing?
Anyway.
What, you don't have to listen to this live, you know. You could just listen to the recording after the fact.
Yeah. But I wanted to call in.
All right. What's on your mind?
It's early, but I have to go to work soon, so it doesn't matter. No, I'm just calling in. I wanted to say something about flat Earth.
Okay.
Isn't it like this? Like the creation hides behind not being a creation. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
No, it's really early in the morning.
That's okay. That's okay. So did you started listening at about 3 a.m.?
It's 5:40.
Yeah, I know what time it is right now. Anyway, but yeah, you're right.
Yes.
For me, you're absolutely right. The thing for me and a lot of other people, especially in different religious communities, is that people were drawn more to the creation aspect of it because it wasn't the standard creation aspect. And people was like, oh, you know, it's this big solar system. It's like, no, you're living in a structure, a building. It doesn't have to be in this giant solar system. And that alone leans more towards a creator than anything else.
Yeah, but if we all knew it was a creation, it is a creation,
yeah,
then it probably would stop, I think. No?
You mean it would? You mean we would get closure on it? Like
everyone would knew that there is nothing natural. It's too early.
It's okay. No, I totally get it. No, there's an old saying, and I think I've mentioned this in different interviews in the past, which is and that is, when all the kids are seated, that's when the teacher arrives. And when that was told to me, I kind of understood, which was, for me, if this is a learning experience, if this is a giant classroom to a lesser degree, then yeah, when enough people figure this thing out, kind of like the 100th monkey effect.
Yeah.
When enough people figure this thing out, then everything changes. Then it becomes, because why wouldn't it change? You know, you've changed the for lack of a better term, the base reality, or at least our base reality. Sure.
Yes.
That's what I was always hoping for.
No.
Anyway, so
just wanted to throw this idea out. Yes.
Thank you. By the way, how long have you been?
Wanted to say good show. Good
Thank
show.
you. How
I'm listening, since 2019, and first time I call in.
well, obviously, is the first time you
So,
call because we don't get a lot of calls from Germany. But so what? If you don't mind me asking, so you've been listening since 2019, and 3 years later, 4 years later, 3 years later, and change. What finally inspired you?
Good question. It's already. I wanted to call in for like 6 months or a year, but it's like I said, it's so early. I'm still sleeping.
Okay. All right, I get it.
Okay.
Well,
Have a
thank you.
good
Thank you. Is there
day.
anything else you want to say before you go to work?
Shout out to you and Karen B and everyone else.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Danke Shane.
Ja, genau.
Thanks,
Dankeschön.
man. Have a good one. Gotta love technology. Guy from Germany. He's been listening for the last 3 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Who knew?
Yeah, but like he was saying though, he said if everybody knew, then it would stop. I don't know what he means. Like it would stop like the globalist stuff, the bad stuff, But if you and not that I'm like a hardcore Christian or anything, but I mean I've been reading the Bible, so it makes me think about like when you read the scripture, there was no globe in the scripture, and people still did bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got free will. So even if there was no globe paradigm, I feel like there would still be people doing bad stuff. So,
To that point, however, I would
don't
throw
know.
in that one of the reasons people do bad things, and you're absolutely right, free will, that's a thing. And I think it's very, very deliberate, because if you don't have a parent, it's a lot different if you don't have a parent sitting on the couch looking over the top of the newspaper. You know what I mean? If the parent's sitting there and it's like, oh, I probably shouldn't stick the penny in the light socket because dad's right there. That's one thing. But if there is nobody sitting on the couch, then you act more naturally. So you're right. But I would say that free will is even more unrestricted when the concept of God is more ethereal. You know what I mean? Meaning, if it's not concrete, which is why, by the way, flat Earth has drawn in so many from the Christian community, because it was all they needed. It was that little extra few ounces on the scale that tipped them over. That's like, oh yeah, that's it. Because if it's shaped like this, again, funny, if it's shaped like this, then we're a lot closer than to finding out, who built it. Whereas science still says, oh no, you're still completely an accident. It's like, yeah,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Cool. Well, anyway, thank you, by the way, for calling in from Berlin. Or Munich. Sorry, Munich.
Yeah, right.
How far
yeah.
is Munich from Berlin, Peanut? Far? Not that far, he says. I couldn't see your hands because of the smoke. That's a running joke. Okay, let's pick up. Let's do California first, then we'll do New York. 818, we'll give you a few minutes. What do you got?
What's up? It's actually not California. I tricked you. It's Louisiana.
You took your you
Rose.
took your Van Nuys number with you down to Louisiana.
I know, it's like the one thing left to remind me of the crazy days. But yes, Mark, I had to call in because the last caller mentioned that he's been listening since 2019 and he never called in. And I'm the same. I've been listening since 2019 and I don't think I've ever called into Strange World. So it's about time. I love you guys and you guys have the best Tuesday night show ever.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Rose. I love you.
I love you too. And I had a weird day. So I just felt like the universe kind of helped me out in a weird way because I did the poppycock report this morning, and then I fell back asleep, even though 45 minutes later I had a meeting that not only was I excited about, but I thought it was going to be really successful, and it had been canceled before. And so obviously I was thinking about like, okay, this is going to be great. And then all of a sudden, and I opened my eyes an hour after the meeting was supposed to happen, and it turned out that it was a nightmare fail. And I don't want to name names because, you know, obviously it was for a potential guest, but Karen and Mark, it's so sad that unfortunately it's like a totally, it was a mess. And I'm glad I wasn't there because it would have been so cringy, but it was over the flat earth because unfortunately that guest, although we had some really, really good ideas, so we had the capacity for intellect and had done a lot of really interesting work, when the context of not understanding and just like doing exactly what Copernicus did and just making up math so that it fits in with your worldview, how are you going to do a show with that person? So we all need to just have a little funeral for my vision.
Yeah. Good instincts on that one. Yeah.
No, it was bad instincts because I even scheduled the thing in the first place.
Yeah, but you didn't do it in the end.
Well, no. The meeting happened, and it was I'm glad I wasn't there because it was like a back and forth. It had to become a debate.
Oh! I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And I'm glad I wasn't there because I probably would have tried to be the peacekeeper and like prolong the suffering. But it's good that it was just Crow and Jason, and they were just like, you know, blah blah blah, not going to work.
Wow. You can't tell me who it rhymes with, can you?
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Tell you what, why don't you just email or Skype Karen or whatever, throw it into Karen in the back chat, and she and I'll
let you know later, Mark.
Yeah, let me know later.
I'll let you know.
She already knows. You don't think I've already complained about this to her?
All right, that's fine. No, it's cool. Scrooby.
Right on, Rose.
She'll fill you in.
All right. Anything else? Because the show's ending here pretty soon. What any other thing you want to throw at me?
No, now me and the guy in Germany have officially called in, and we've done what we should have done 3 years ago. Thank you both for being so awesome, and shout out to everyone listening.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Seriously, it means a lot to me. Karen and I were actually talking about you earlier in the show, and I said I think she's a bad person, and Karen like, oh, I know, right? And you know, we kind of went back and forth on that. So, no, that's cool. That's really, really cool. No, I'm glad you were always a bubbly personality, and I think you're wonderful.
I think you're wonderful, and so have a great night, guys, and I'll talk to you later next
All right.
time.
Have a good one. See ya.
Rose.
I'm muted. And last but not least, now I get to sing, which is always so fun because if there's one thing I like more than me being on camera, it's me being on camera singing, as Peanut's like cringing already. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it with Space Sucks.
With Space Sucks. New York.
Yep.
What up? Oh my God. Crazy world. Awesome calls tonight. What is going on with these people? Holy crap.
Well,
it's just utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. This whole fucking world. I can't believe the way they're acting. Like, I was just, today, I'll be quick.
Sure.
I was looking, they arrested 3,300 people last year in England for social media posts. They just arrested a guy the other day for making a trans person feel uncomfortable. I'm like, what the fuck? Coming to a country near you? They also passed a law in 2024. It's this one particular town so far, but they're going to enact climate lockdown. And they're going to divide the city into 6 things, and then you have to like get passes to go to other areas. Like, what the hell's going on? What the hell is going on?
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep. Totally hear you, man.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just looking up something.
Oh, okay. By the way, Daryl said next time he's high on fungus, he's calling you. That was so funny. Oh my god.
Hey, I'm sorry. You got any quotes or anything? Because we're running a little late because
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Our climate is changing. Why aren't we? Everyone, I don't know.
Did you get that from Greta?
We should always be trying to do better, huh? Yeah.
You get that from Greta?
How dare you? How dare you?
Nice. Nice. I still, by the way, think those shots of her being hauled off in the mud by the police were a little bit embellished.
Awesome.
I think it was a lot of they hung out a little too long there, and she was in too good a mood. She wasn't struggling.
What the hell happened to monkeypox?
Oh, we're rebranding that because it's slightly racist. Any shout outs?
Yeah, well, it is very racist.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out to Munich. That was awesome. Space sucks. DITRH. I don't know why I cannot remember the lady's name in Canada whose husband is in the hospital.
I think it's Jennifer.
Jen. And a prayer.
Jennifer.
Jen, right? Okay. Yeah. I thought it was Jen or Jennifer. Okay. And to Linda for that, where's monkeypox shit? I was like, that is fucking interesting. I haven't heard a fucking thing about it. It just disappeared.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about monkeypox.
Where's
now
Delta? Where's Omicron? Now it's XBB.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Delta,
blah, blah,
Omicron.
Because the air is lava, everything causes heart attacks. That's all you have to know. That's all
The
you have
air
to
is
know.
lava. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. All right.
True.
That being said, we will be here next week, same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, Karen.
Good night, Karen.
Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu.
And Peanut takes a puff of a bunch of cigarettes. I think he's like smoking 4 of them, 2 in each hand. And yeah.
Usually 2 in each hand.
Peanut holds the world record for smoking the most cigarettes. Remember?
Right. You remember that guy? Yeah. Yeah. What's that person doing now other than probably
That's
dying?
Peanut. He's our producer now.
It's Peanut. Karen, cue up that last music. And we are out of here. Hot sex.
Hot sex.
3, 2.
Fought in many wars, dance our lives away. chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need.